Now, the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, has urged the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to focus on rebuilding public trust in the electoral process. In a statement from Abuja, the party's National Publicity Secretary, Ladipo Johnson, acknowledged that internal party disputes often create administrative challenges for INEC. However, he said the bigger issue facing Nigeria's democracy is the growing lack of confidence among voters, with many Nigerians believing the electoral system does not reflect the will of the people. The NNPP therefore called on INEC to improve transparency and restore public faith in elections, saying that rebuilding trust is key to addressing voter apathy.
Well, for more on this, we're joined live in the studio by Ahmed Ajuji, who is the national chairman of the New Nigeria People's Party. What a delight to have you join us on Daybreak today.
Thank you very much. Thank
you. Regardless of the internal party affairs of the NNPP, I know that there have been pockets of reactions on the U.S. Congress Nigeria Religious Freedom and Accountability Act that have decided to name some sympathizers of terrorism in the country. And your national leader was pointed out in this narrative. How would you react to Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the national leader of the new Nigeria People's Party, being mentioned as a terrorism sympathizer?
Thank you very much. This is a question that is wrapped in so many controversies. In the first place, you understand that he was the only individual that was named by name. All the others are organizations, and we wonder, therefore, why he was singled out for that naming of those that they think are the ones that are promoting, in effect, terrorism in Nigeria. It is a religious kind of accusation, but at the end of the day, we believe it is a political witch hunt which the U.S. Congress has embarked upon. If it is not a witch hunt, therefore it must be some kind of erroneous assumption which they think can stick, but it doesn't stick. For now, our reaction to it was to write the U.S. Congress and absolve Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso from all these accusations. We believe, therefore, that when they see the explanations that we have provided, they will know that they are in the wrong place and barking at the wrong tree. The point is that he did not participate, of course, in any of such things. Indeed, he promoted a lot of religious harmony when he was governor of Kano at two different occasions. And his work, as well as the evidence, is there for everyone to see.
Now, let's stay in Kano State, where the NNPP deputy governor who is on the platform of the NNPP, he refused to decamp with the governor to the APC. And recently it was reported that the party, the APC, says it will not remove him from office. I'd like you to share with us how you're managing that little bit of crisis there. And secondly, also concerning what the Inspector General of Police has said in regard to state police, and he has set up a panel already. The Arawa Consultative Forum says it's against the move, while Afenifere and Pandef said they agree with what he's trying to do. So your perspective on that as well? My
perspective is that the agitation for state police have been going on for quite a long time, actually. And there are certain states that believe that their peace and stability could be maintained only when they have control of the police within their state jurisdiction. There are others who think that creating a state police is actually tantamount to chaos, because state governors will be given the opportunity to witch hunt political opponents within their jurisdiction. On our own side, we are balancing the occasion because the Kano state government had already launched something like a neighborhood watch. They recruited a lot of people, gave them uniforms. They were launched as well as inaugurated just a couple of months ago before there is a rupture in the NNPP between the leadership of the party and the governor. So we believe if it is going to be used effectively and judiciously without victimizing political opponents, then of course it is a positive thing. But we are sure to also face the prospect of some state governments trying to use the individual police forces within their jurisdiction to which hand particularly political opponents. As far as your first question is concerned about the deputy governor, indeed, the governor now decided to quit the NNPP and join the APC. To us, he has every right to do that. It is, however, a very unfortunate development because he rode on the back of the NNPP, he got to power, and we see no reason whatsoever why he should now abandon the party and join the APC, except for perhaps self-survival, in which case we are against it, but there is nothing we can do about it. And as I always said in interviews, we wish him the best of luck.
Okay, now keeping up with the focus on the internal crisis within the party, what concrete steps is the national leadership taking to restore unity within the NNPP?
The lack of understanding in various aspects or branches in effect within the NNPP is a very unfortunate development. We tried, for example, in the first place to ensure that the so-called Anambunam group, which is practically a splinter group within the NNPP, we wanted to really try to broker peace with them and ensure that the party is whole without any such splinter groups. Up till now, we are doing so, and up till now, our doors are open, and we believe in the course of time, before the elections come, we'll be able to unite our ranks within the party. The recent rupture where the governor and his followers have now taken a very drastic step in leaving the party. They are a state government, and therefore, even if we want to now lecture to them not to go, the decision for them to go will not be affected at all. And therefore, we will pick our pieces, ensure that we get a new kind of spirit within the party, and fight the next election. You remember that the last 2023 election, the party had nothing whatsoever on the ground, but we built the party from ground up and are able to win the governorship, as well as 2 senatorial candidates were made senators, and a number of House of Representatives members have also secured their victory. In all, I think the entire House of Assembly of the state were won by the NNPP. But as I said, if a majority of them decide to go, we will pick the pieces and go back to the situation of 2023 and ensure that we have victory in Kano, but not only in Kano, but also in other states of the Federation. Because as of now, we have practically branches in every state of the country, and most of the local governments within the country. So we will energize ourselves and strengthen all these branches of the party and ensure that we have a good showing, not just in Kano, but also in the rest of the country.
Absolutely, very well said. I think the concerns for those who wish the NNPP well would have been that they would have hoped that this year the party would have been able to focus on expanding beyond Kano, as opposed to being committed to having to rebuild in Kano State again. But speaking of rebuilding, with so many changes happening, I understand there was an IPEC meeting yesterday. Opposition parties are concerned about the digital membership register. ADC, PDP have been quite vocal about it. They've started their processes, though, not without hiccups and glitches, but they're well on their way. Where is the NNPP on the case of the digital membership register? That's on one part. On the second part, is the NNPP ready to conduct nationwide direct primaries? Or do you think that given these developments and niggling issues in the party, you would rather opt for consensus?
Well, in the first place, we did not completely accept or endorse the two methods for selecting our candidates as prescribed by the current law. And we are challenging that in all aspects of challenge.
In court?
Not, we didn't go to court, but we are talking to a lot of groups and we are consolidating our stand, all the opposition political parties. We are not going alone, and we need the strength to build opposition by co-opting all the other opposition groups. As you might have seen, last week in this particular venue, we held a very important meeting that attracted a lot of the political parties, and we made our stand very clear in terms of not just voter registration that you have just mentioned, but also electronic voting that we believe is a first step to rigging the election. Because if you transmit the results from a polling booth straight to the INEC IRF, it is absolutely something credible. But when you vote and the votes are tallied on a piece of paper, then we believe that that leaves a lot to be desired. As for the meeting of IPAC, actually, you might probably heard that it held yesterday, but at the last minute, we postponed the meeting for other reasons. Therefore, the meeting is holding this afternoon at midday.
Okay. Have you, so sorry, before Benga takes over, you didn't answer the question about the digital register. Have you started digitizing your membership register?
I'm sorry, I somehow not started the question, but 90, maybe 80 to 85% of our register is digitalized. We anticipated that problem long ago, and we embarked upon that exercise even before the law now comes into existence that everybody will have to digitalize their membership register. For the one that remains, the small percentage that remains, we are doing everything possible to finish that before May, when the what do you call it, the deadline for the submission of that for inspection of INEC, of all digitalized registers by all the political parties.
So taking a look at the inside politics of Kano and also northern politics, one would say before 2023 that former Governor Rabi Musa Kwankwaso stands as one of the most influential power brokers in northern Nigeria, was a virulent campaign against bad governance, which you alleged the APC of. But now we've seen the governor, which came on the crest of the APC, defecting, which came on the crest of the NNPP, I beg your pardon, defecting to the APC. But what is more poignant was the report that your leader, Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, negotiated defecting to the APC on the bargain of having a 25% control of the entire APC structure. Doesn't that contradict what the party stands for?
If it were true, it is a blatant contradiction, but I assure you it is not. A lot of speculations have circled around Rabi Musa Kwankwaso and his moves, as well as the likely direction of NNPP, especially in the wake of the governor's defection. We did not discuss anything with anybody in terms of what percentage will be given and so on and so forth. What we focused on is making sure that if it is APC, we have a meeting ground with the APC in terms of not just what would be given 25% or 1%, but encompassing our legacy, our objectives of the party, and so on and so forth, rather than simply rewarding somebody, one person or 25% of the people. And not only APC, we have also opened our doors to the PDP. We are talking with several individuals who would want to join the party and contest elections, and therefore our doors are open. They have remained open for a long time, and we still keep them open.
Well, so talk to me about how prepared you are then for the 2027 elections. It's barely a year away with everything that's been happening within the party. Where are you today?
We are where all the other political parties are. That is to say, we are preparing for the 2027 elections, whether there is any factionalization of the party or not. Our strength lies in the foot soldiers who are mostly the common people of the country. We are not an elitist political party like the others, and we are organizing our leadership as well as our followership in making sure that we are fully consolidated and ready for the 2027 elections. Those who decided to defect, again, we wish them good luck, but we know that that will not ultimately affect overall our role as well as achievements in the next 2027 election.
Now, still looking ahead at the 2027 elections, are there any particular reforms that you'd like to see from INEC to guarantee credible elections?
Most certainly. This issue of digitalized registration should not have come. Secondly, the issue of electronic transmission should have been settled down by now. The issue of political parties being required to make sure that their membership comply with certain rules and regulations, and that the political party itself will have to, by law, adopt only two methods of nominating candidates. We believe political parties should have been given the latitude to govern itself and to operate itself as an independent entity, the way that we have been doing so. And therefore, we are, as I said earlier, challenging that in the public opinion, as well as consolidating ourselves to be a united front of the opposition parties, which we believe will have some kind of impact on the current law being passed. Laws are made for people. Laws are made for institutions. Where laws do not tally with the aspirations of the people, it does not matter whether it is a short time or a long time. Such laws should be reconsidered, if necessary, repealed for others to be enacted, which will now encompass the needs and objectives of the people of the country. And therefore, that is where we stand.
Okay, I'm a little bit confused here. Just help me to make sense of this, because you said that you have 85 to 90% of your members digitally registered, but in your response just now you said that this digital registration is oppressive to your party.
Right.
How is it oppressive to your party if you had foreseen it, and as you said, you've already registered 85 to 90% of your members?
No, we are opposing lack of digitalized voting. We believe that electronic voting should be adopted all the way, from the polling booth right up to collation centers.
Oh, okay, sir, but don't you think it's too late in the day? It's 9 months to the election. You and the other opposition parties are still clamoring for an amendment. We already don't have time. When will the amendment happen, and when will the process begin? I'm just curious in one sentence, because we don't have much time. When would this amendment be implemented?
It can be implemented next week if there is a political will on the part of the president and the legislature to do that.
Okay.
If they recognize the shortcomings of the current regulations, that can be amended in the shortest period of time.
Quite unfortunately, time is fast spent. Time is never a friend on this show. Thank you so much, Alhaji Ahmed Ajuji, the national chairman of the NNPP, for joining us live on Daybreak. We don't take this for granted. Thank you very much indeed.
You are most welcome.
That's all we have time for here on Daybreak. I'm Benga Ashiru. It's goodbye from me.
And I'm Constance Ikoku. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
And I'm Yolanda Robert. Not goodbye yet. Please do keep it here on Arise News. The morning show is next.
That's right. I'm Vimbai Mutiniri Ekpeyong, passing on the baton to the morning show. Bye-bye.